Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back from the Daily Mail. Absolute catastrophe from Joe and Kamala. Republicans slam Biden's migrant crisis as drone captures wave of 1,000 new immigrants being held at Texas Border Patrol. This, folks, it's just we got so much on our plate. There's so much going on in the country between the economy, COVID, mandatory, or I should say, restrictions on evictions, and on and on and on, and COVID, and you name it. Economy, the national debt, too much spending, too little spending. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm a little bit older. I lived through the 70s. I graduated high school in 74. I remember the 70s was a horrible time. If you had any stake at all in the economy, and the inflation was eating away at everybody's savings, and it was just a nightmare. It was just a nightmare. Gas rationing, you name it. You name it. Let's read on. Republicans have slammed President Joe Biden's handling of the border crisis after incredible drone images reveal up to 1,000 migrants. I don't like that. Being held by the Border Patrol in Mission, Texas after they crossed in the U.S. I don't like the word migrant. I'm sorry. No more than somebody that stays at a hotel or a motel and won't leave. They're not considered guests anymore. Sorry, but they're there unlawfully. The footage shows hundreds of migrants stopped by Border Patrol agents sitting in a long queue on Zalduas, a bridge at the southern border between Mexico and the U.S. Now, I was only in Mexico twice as a kid. That was in the late 60s, early 70s. I went over the bridge from El Paso to Juarez. And Juarez was a crap hole back then. It's 100 times worse now. An absolute catastrophe from Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, House and Senate Democrats, said Republican House GOP Conference Chair Elise Stefanik. Now, I live in upstate New York. She represents the district where the Adirondacks is. Anybody knows that's in the upper northeast corner where the Adirondack Mountains are. We're down below. I'm in New York 22, which runs from Binghamton, New York, through central New York to Utica, which isn't far from the Adirondacks. Claudia Tenney is the current congressional representative. And we're going to show a little footage here. It's just a brief footage. They couldn't get close, so they had to do a drone shot. And, I mean, look at them. Look at the people. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. You can only get a look at the area through our drone. There's a popular Rio Grande crossing area nearby. This is the largest group of migrants we've ever seen being held by Border Patrol on Zalduas Bridge. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. You can't, all you Biden people out there, or you people that hate Trump's guts, you can't blame Donald Trump for this. He didn't do this. Biden, I'm going to keep saying it. I don't care if people get mad. Biden voters, this is what you voted for. Don't tell me you didn't know. Because if your just blind hatred for Donald Trump makes you a fool. Yeah, he's got his faults. I'm still a Trump supporter. He's not perfect. He's got a big mouth. He's sometimes an ass. He probably talks too much when he should be quiet. I get all that. Those are personality traits. I don't care. His policies on the border were perfect. Absolutely perfect. Under imperfect circumstances. I mean, look at this. Let's scroll through. I can't read the whole article. It's pretty big. I'll stop it along the way, and you can read some of it. This is a larger group of migrants we've seen being held in the the bridge in Mission, Texas. Looks like up to 1,000 people. Suiler tweeted, our DHS agents and border communities are overwhelmed and must be prioritized. DHS will again encounter over 180,000, I'll call it unlawful immigrants of the southern border during July, adding to more than the 1 million illegal immigrants that have arrived at the southern border fiscal year 2021. Something has to change. And it's not. Everybody says, well, the Democrats' strategy here is this is going to be voters for them in the future. I'm not so sure. I think, frankly, it's more that the progressive Democrats have now become corporatists, which is bizarre to me. This huge influx of unlawful migrants into the country lowers wages for everybody. And then these morons are going to put in many states, a $15 minimum wage. And all these people here are going to be working illegally for the big corporations. It's the U.S. version of China's slave labor. Let's tell the truth here. I think that's what it is. Big corporations are going to make huge amounts of money, or I should say save billions in payroll. Let's read on. Governor Abbott issued this statement after U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland announced the Justice Department has filed a suit over an executive order the governor signed on Wednesday. Yeah, an executive order that said, you guys aren't doing your job. Not that they won't do their job, but they're being held back by Washington. So the governor of Texas, who's in a primary fight, by the way, this is one of the few times where I think a primary fight is needed, because Lieutenant Colonel West is Governor Abbott's primary opponent, and he feels Governor Abbott hasn't gone far enough towards the right on a lot of these issues. The Biden administration has created a constitutional crisis between the federal government and the state of Texas. This stems from the Biden administration's refusal to enforce immigration laws and allow legal immigrants into COVID-19 to enter our country. At least he's using the right word. They are illegal. U.S. officials reported this month they have encountered over 55,000 members of families with children in June, a 25% increase. Unbelievable. Abbott said that Texas is being overrun and overwhelmed by a record high influx of migrants, illegal migrants, and alleged that cartels and smugglers profits off the chaos. Yeah. Jesus, I think the cartels are making more money smuggling people here illegally than they're making off the dope they bring in. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The plan involved working with the private sector to try to accelerate change in Central America. But even Harris admitted its limitations. We build on what works and we'll pivot away from what does not work, she wrote in a 2-page letter. Oh, really? Doesn't everybody with any common sense? Yeah, you're right. It's not easy. It's not easy enforcing the law. Sometimes it hurts people. I'm sorry, it does. When a single mother of 2 kids is caught selling huge amounts of dope, or is involved in an armed robbery or any other felony that requires jail time, the mother goes to jail whether she has kids or not. Yeah, it hurts the children. You can't break the law. I'm sorry. And here's the part that really burns my ass. You have the new Department of Homeland Security head making a statement, what was it, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half? Telling the Cubans who are protesting, biggest protests in a half a century almost, not to come to the United States. It's not worth the risk. But then they bring these people in with open arms. What it comes down to is this. The Cubans will come to the southern United States, do the right thing, go through the right procedures. We have a law. We have a law on the books. If a Cuban national sets foot on American soil, they can seek asylum immediately. That's been a law for a very long time because Cuba is a authoritarian, totalitarian state, communist state. Mexico isn't. Sorry. Unbelievable. I'll go through this. It's quite a long article. I mean, these people just don't get it. Just don't get it. Part one of her program involves tackling economic insecurity and security in the region. Part two takes aim at corruption by promoting the rule of law. Part two of their plan takes aim at corruption for promoting the rule of law. Unbelievable. Pillar 3 covers human rights, labor rights, and a free press, while Pillar 4 aims at combat violence, extortion, other forms of organized crime, such as trafficking networks. The 5th pillar deals with combating sexual, gender-based, and domestic violence. That's your plan? That's your plan. Unbelievable. How about, really? Free press? You don't have it here. Now, it's not 100% gone, but it's certainly getting beat the hell out of. Unbelievable. Anyway, it's just, what do you do? What do you do when your own federal government will not enforce its own laws? The states have to intervene. Governor Abbott is right. Even though I don't agree with a lot of what he says, I think he's right. What else can you do? And if that creates a constitutional crisis, then it creates a constitutional crisis. And that's the way it goes. Anyway, folks, I don't see an end to this. I don't see this getting any better. I hate to pile on the already bad news that you get every single day from every single news source, except for the ones in CNN and MSNBC and others that tell you how wonderful Joe Biden is, and it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, okay. We'll see how this turns out. It's a long year and a half to the midterms. We're just going to have to suck it up, and then we'll see. But will there be a country left to save by then? Until next time, goodbye and good luck.